Afterburn. Okay, everybody. Sizzling Saturday, Woodhouse garden party. Cheers, everyone. Oh, Buffalo Trace Bourbon Peach Tree. Peach tea, a must for any garden party that you've got out there. Let's wait, let's see if Woodhouse Butchery connect up with us here. It's the Afterburn. We're going to have a little bit more of a chat about them. They've been doing some great things with their butchery down there and the farming, etc. And helping some of the youngsters in the area come along as well. So Woodhouse Butchery have joined. Let's connect them in. There. Maybe we can connect up Jack as well, but maybe he's just gone off to eat.
Richard. Jessica. It's live now.
How's it going?
We're live.
Hi. Is that Jessica?
Yeah, hiya. Hi, how you doing?
How are you? It's Hillary. I've only ever seen a picture of you standing in front of the Taste Festival sign.
Ah, well, yes.
She's more beautiful in real life.
So yeah, come and meet all the teams. So they're all here. All the guys are here. So we've
Okay.
got who's on the barbecue behind us there. We've got
Well,
Joe coming in. We've got Joe, and we've got Kayla. So these are all us. And so as you can see, we're they're a great young team. And,
yeah. Just quickly introduce who you are. Introduce
Sorry?
who you are. Just quickly introduce who you are to everyone out there. This is Woodhouse Butchery.
Woodhouse
You're-
Butchery.
Yeah.
Woodhouse Butchery, and these are, as I say, these are all our butchers. So I'm Jessica, and this is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
And Richard, as we met before, and this is Lewis.
Richard.
Lewis, turn around. Lewis is tending the barbecue. So
Okay.
Kayla, Joe, and Lewis are our butchers, and we've also got Hayley, who couldn't join us today. But so they're all our butchers here, and they are working here at the Woodhouse. Plus, also they're studying at Plumpton College as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I think I might have met you, Kayla, the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, I got to meet you the other day.
Yeah, you met Kayla. Yeah.
Right. So Woodhouse Butchery, I've seen that it's been around since 1888.
It has. We're not quite that old ourselves, but yeah, it's Woodhouse Butchery's been going for some time now. Yeah. So Richard's fourth generation.
Yeah, it was my great-great-grandfather started the company back in 1888, as far as we can establish. So that makes me fourth generation butcher.
And I see you learnt your trade at, was it a Smithfield College? Now,
Yeah.
is that the Smithfield we know down at, in the centre of London here, Farringdon? Is that?
Yeah,
Related?
absolutely. Yeah, Smithfield College was, it's just a stone's throw from the actual market. The market's still there now, but the college sadly has long gone and been redeveloped, which is why we're using Plumpton now. So Plumpton is just down in the South Downs from where we are now, and these guys are all on the apprenticeship course down there, learning butchery. And in fact, they've been there before learning, farming, agriculture. Yeah, so
Well-
we've now got farmers, butchers, chefs. We've got all angles covered now.
Yeah.
And an old boy from Smithfield College as well. So, yeah.
and a random Aussie bloke from Instagram.
Sorry.
And a random Aussie bloke from Instagram.
And a very random guy from Instagram. Yeah. We like a random Aussie.
But yeah, okay. So you've traditionally been a catering butcher there, but now you're doing a little bit more on the retail side. Is this a COVID shift? Is this a general shift you see in butchery, or?
Yeah, it was pretty much due to the pandemic. I mean, as I said earlier on to you, we've been catering butchers for generations, and because of the nature of that job, it's a very early start, or indeed it's a through the night job, and so we've never really had the time, as it were, to do retail. It's not something, we've been asked to do retail before, but we've never really embraced it. And of course, with the time off that we've had because of the shutdown of hospitality, we've had a chance to think about it and think, well, why not give it a try? And a customer's a customer. We want to sell meat to whoever wants to buy it. And yeah, it's really refreshing. As I said earlier, it's great to be working directly with the public.
Okay.
We're getting new ideas from the public. We get new ideas every day from chefs. So yeah, why we've never done it before, I don't know. It's symbiotically, it works really well, you know.
Yeah. I think, like you're saying, it helps with sort of, you know, the making sure that the whole carcass is shifted. I believe, you know, it gives you more opportunities to, you know, for the whole nose to tail type arrangement, doesn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
that's-
absolutely
that's the
does.
big thing
Yeah,
with it. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's you know, it's for us, it's gives an opportunity. It gives the guys that are working with us, Joe, Kayla, Lewis, and Haley. It gives them an opportunity to experience like a different types of cuts, and so it helps with you know, their learning through the trade and to develop a craft. I mean, butchery. These guys are coming into a trade that was almost being lost, and is now coming back. Butchery is very much coming back. It's a real craft, and these guys are coming into it. You've got Kayla and Haley especially, who are women. You know, it's not a traditional craft for women, and it's terrific to have women, young people coming through it and coming through with a great training with Plumpton College, and it's just superb that we're bringing these, you know, young guys through to take over, really.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, honestly, for me, I've been barbecuing for some time, but it's only sort of been the past 5 years that I've really sort of got to know the butchers, etc., and, you know, met with them around London and lovely people like yourself. I'm really proud of the trade. Everybody seems to be good people. They're all good-hearted people. I think butchers tend to have a good sense of humour, I've found.
Well, yeah, we hope so.
They need to have a good sense of humour most of the time, to be fair.
It can be. It is. You know, it's a tough job. I mean, you know, you can ask these guys, you know, how they feel about it, but you know, it can be a really tough job. But it's the nice thing about it is you're eating the food that you're eating and taking it from there. And you know, with these guys are really embracing the whole craft, and you know, taking it, developing recipes with the meats, with burger recipes, kofta recipes, sausage recipes. So it's you know, it's much more than I think people see butchery as.
Yes, yeah. No, it's definitely a trade with a lot to it. I've come to really appreciate it, you know, quite a lot. You know, I've seen some of the wonderful things you can do with meat. Like I never really knew much about all of the cuts and everything. You know, you knew my sirloin from my ribeye sort of thing. But once you start to get into it, you really start to see what you can do. And like special things like, what's the cut where you cut the eye of sirloin? Is it what's that one? You cut the sirloin bit out of the
Ribeye?
you cut the rest of the bit off the sirloin steak. Yeah. Rump off the rump steak. I'm wrong.
Oh, that's the rump heart.
Rump heart. Yeah, that's the
middle of the rump, the prime bit of the rump steak. Yeah.
That's fascinating. You don't see some things like that, some special cuts and special things that butchers can do when you start to realise that you know it can be made of the meat, etc. It's fascinating. So yeah.
It's interesting as well. I mean, the fact that conversation we've just had is interesting in itself, and in fact that there's so many different names for different cuts of meat, which makes it quite complicated as such. But yeah, they take the rump heart. Yeah, beautiful bit of meat, and underrated as well, and relatively cheap compared to some of the more well-known cuts. You know, your ribeyes and your fillets. It's not a bad value steak. Very nice.
Okay. No, I'm very proud of what you got. So, maybe a question for the younger ones there. You know, what's brought you into the butcher trade? What, you know, maybe Kayla, seen as we met the other day. What brought you into the butcher trade? What made you wish to get involved?
That's a good
question. Yeah, I don't really know. It's just Joe used to talk to me about it, and just seeing like how excited he was about it, and seeing how much he loved the job. It just kind of drew me to it. And then yeah, he said that there was a job going. I just sort of fell into it and decided, you know what, I wasn't enjoying the job I was in, so I try this out and see how it goes. And it's just, yeah, it's quite an enjoyable job. It's such a knowledgeable job, and then going to college and learning about it, and learning like there's such a wide range of things you can do. Like I'm going to college next week to do sausage making. It's just all stuff that I didn't know, you know, what goes into it and how much goes into it and how much knowledge you can have on animals is pretty amazing, really. So that's just what's kept me here, really.
Nice. And how long have you been into it now for?
Oh God, nearly a year, maybe now. Yeah, coming up to a year.
Yeah. So Joe and Kayla are brother and sister.
Oh, hi Joe. How are you? Have you been
very good. Yourself?
all right, all right. You been in the trade for the same as well, or what?
I originally started here as a driver 3 years ago, and they needed a little bit of help on the butchery side, so I decided to move over, and things just escalated from there, and I really enjoyed what I was doing, and I just all went over to the butchery side of it, and I've been doing that for almost a year and a half now.
Okay. Oh, congratulations. No, it's the same. What I see, I mean, you know, my world is Instagram is where I've learned things from, which is probably not the best place to learn stuff from, okay? But at least it gives you ideas and inspiration, which it has for me. And it's inspired me to go on and see things and learn more things. You know, I'd love to do, I was looking at a course at Walthamstow College or something about a sort of 10-week intro to butchery sort of course, just to learn a little bit more, because you can start to do things like, you know, I'd never spatchcocked a chicken before, and it's actually really easy, you know, when you've done it a few times, you know. He spatchcocked quail. How's that? You know, we're kind of learning things and to learn stuff, and there's so much more that comes with it. In a couple of weeks' time, we're going to make something we've called the chucketta, so like a porchetta but made out of a chicken. So, you know, you can get really creative with it, and I've seen some really, really creative stuff from butchers, like pinwheels, all sorts of amazing stuff that works on Instagram. And you know, I'd like to see you guys come up with some really cracking sort of ideas, things you can do with it. Great.
There's a challenge.
There is a challenge. They can do that. They can do that. I'll tell you what, they'll do it, and we'll send it to you, and then you show it on Instagram for us, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, and then I have to ask you a couple of questions then. Like, so do you barbecue as well? Because most butchers are hand cooking.
Can we take it
Well,
over?
yeah. If we just come over here, we've got a little bit behind you, but we're catching up. Can you see that?
You got the quail there resting
Got
up
the quail on the top. Got the duck down here. Lewis is chefing it up for us, as I said earlier. Lewis is an ex-chef. He's come over to the dark side of butchery now.
top.
Up close.
All right, well, I've cooked up the kafta now, so that's going to go out to the studio audience over here. That's going to disappear potentially before I get a chance to have one. But and I've got the duck on there. It's getting near ready. I'm not sure if you can see it too much. I'm getting a little bit closer to being ready. Well, on there. I think another 10-15 minutes. Get it to the right internal temperature. It'll go well from there. But yeah, is there anything you'd like to sort of say to people out there about the butchery trade and what you do? Perhaps, you know, Kayla and young folk, you know, what are some inspiring words to get?
Stuff.
I don't feel like if girls don't think it's really for them, like they should just try it, because you don't really know until you try it. Like I didn't have a clue that I was going to end up in this, and then I'm in it now, and I couldn't be happier at the minute. Really, like it's such an interesting trade to be in. I've got such like good people around me teaching me sort of new things every day, and going to college to learn about it as well. It's just, yeah, it's an exciting trade to be in really at the minute, and it's, yeah,
Nice.
get into it more.
And yourself, Joe, now that you've made the shift, what words of advice you got out there for anybody wanting to become a butcher?
Work hard. Yeah, make sure you set an alarm clock because early morning starts. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to say. I mean, it's a good trade, and if you know anyone that's got a butchery job going, I'd definitely go for it and give it a try, because I reckon we really enjoy it.
Butchery is now, you know, it's a craft. You know, it began as a craft, and then it was kind of lost a little bit over the years, and now it's becoming a proper trade and a proper craft now. It's, you know, it's a skill that, you know, used to be taken for granted, and to get new guys coming into it, this is the perfect time to do it, because the meat trade's enjoying, you know, somewhat of a renaissance in as much as the way people eat now. They're looking at more balanced diets, I think. You know, you traditionally had your carnivores and then you had your vegetarians or whatever, and your vegans. But certainly from my point of view, I'm seeing people that are eating more balanced diets. I have vegetarian food at least once or twice, maybe 3 times a week, if that's what I fancy on the night. And when I eat meat, all right, I'm very lucky in the fact that I've been in the meat industry all my life, so I've been eating meat since I was a baby. But I think people in general, I'm seeing, you know, we've got customers here with us today. They're eating better quality meat, maybe less often. You know, I'm not here to preach that you should eat meat every day of the week. I don't think that's very good for you. But quality meat as part of the diet is a good thing, and I think that seems to be the trend that we're seeing in our retail trade, certainly, and that's what makes the industry something to be looking at again. You know.
Nice. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm the same. You know, I don't eat every meal having meat in it. I believe in eating better meat as well, and having it less often. I also believe you have to have meat. There's things in meat that I don't think the scientists and the lab technicians will ever be able to replicate or figure out what's in there that are just good for you. You know, you're eating the terroir, you're eating the history, etc. of the animal. You've also got to respect it that it was an animal at some stage. So, you know, and all of the change that goes along. There's good people involved in every part of it. So, you know, I'm a big fan of staying meat. I'm vegan intolerant, you know.
Oh, we're tolerant, everybody here.
We're very tolerant.
I'm not that tolerant.
Yeah, we're very tolerant. Yeah, it's
We're
all about balance, isn't it?
It is about balance, and it's really, you know, if you really eat better meat, but maybe less meat. You know, except that, you know, maybe you're not going to have meat every meal, but actually pick what you're going to have and have a really great cut of meat, and you know, and maybe say, well, okay, yeah, I'm going to pay a little bit more for it than I would for the bargain bucket at the supermarket, because I'm going to get a really great quality piece of meat and I'm really going to enjoy it. And the nice thing about us is because we've got the young guys here, they will give us, you know, they give the advice as well to people about what they should be eating, and give you ideas for recipes as well. So, you know, if there's anybody out there that's kind of struggling and thinking, God, I really don't know how to cook this, we'll help out with that. You know, butchery isn't just about cutting the meat, it's about so much more.
Indeed. We did have a question there that came up, and there was someone asking, is there any online resources that they can learn to find out more about joining the butcher trade, being a butcher there, is it?
Contact www.woodhousebutchery.co.uk, and we'll absolutely point you in the right direction. Wherever you live, we'll help you out with that. So just contact us. We've got some great contacts in the trade, and you know, we can, even if you don't live around here in Sussex, we can point you in the right direction.
Okay, great. And then I have a little quick question for Chef there that's cooking on the barbecue. I've had my duck cooking away there for a little bit. I'm not an expert chef enough to know that it's cooked by looking at it, which I know some people are, and probably yourself. So I'm going to give it a quick probe on the duck. What temperature should my probe read, and where should I be probing on the duck?
You know this.
That's all right. Yeah, 72 degrees minimum. Celsius.
70. Yeah. And where should it be? Should it be in the leg or the breast or?
Sorry, there's no sound there.
No sound. Go on.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. So where should I be probing the duck? It should be in the leg. Which bit?
The thickest parts, I'll go for the breast.
All right. Let's try here. All right, what about there? I'm at about 65 on both parts here, so I think it's got a little bit to go. I might put it over.
A little bit longer.
So, yeah, you could leave it for a little bit longer, but if you still like it pink, you could take it off and leave it to rest for 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes.
Okay, okay. And sorry, and rested afterwards. That's what you were saying there as well.
Take it off
Yeah.
and rest it for a bit.
Definitely, definitely. That applies to all meat, doesn't it? Really, you know, beef, chicken, pork. It's always good to give it a bit of a rest at the end, isn't it? So
Helps the fibres relax and not tense up so much, so make for easier eating.
great, great. All right. Well, we might catch off now. But any last words, perhaps, Richard, for anyone out there, anyone looking to get into butchery, to the butchers of the world?
Yeah, go on, Nick. But leave it to the guys that are doing the job. Come on, what would you say to anybody that was thinking about coming into a career butchery? Would you say go for it?
Well, if you're thinking about it, go for it. I mean, you're never going to know if you're into it until you try it. You know, I can't say everyone's going to be into it, but if you give it a go, you'll find out. But like I said, I sort of fell into it, and I love it, and I haven't looked back since.
Wonderful, wonderful. You've got a wonderful operation down there. You're doing some wonderful stuff, and from what I can tell from the studio so far, you've got some wonderful meat as well. Yeah, look forward to seeing what comes up in the future, and we wish you all the best in the future, guys. Hope it goes all really well for you. Okay.
Thanks, Hilary.
Thanks, Hilary.
Thanks. Take care. See you. Enjoy your duck.
All the best.
Yeah, let us know about the dog.
Let us know.
Dude, plenty of pictures. Don't worry about that.
Definitely.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.